Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, I know, and I am just trying to play catch up on getting caught up with my budgeting. I just posted the April 2020 recap, and now we are going to go through May. Now I know I didn't post any budget overviews or anything, so we're just going to kind of go through everything. You'll see my budget and then also my spending for the month at the same time. Okay, let's get started. So as you can see right here, this is my May calendar. Now for the month of May, I did try something different in that I used my monthly buffer to supplement this first paycheck here, and that I made last the whole entire month. And then the paycheck here, I decided, originally, since these two are highlighted green, I was going to lump them together and do the following month. But what I decided was I wanted to throw the majority of this paycheck at debt. And that kind of was what I decided halfway through the month, which you'll see as we go through the budget. So I use this paycheck, my monthly buffer, to pay all of my bills for May. And my goals for this month were to pay off the Ascend loan, rebuild my emergency fund, and pay off the Amazon card, because I spent a little bit more on it, as you saw in the budget recap. Okay, paycheck number one. This was the bulk. Basically, I made this last all month. So as you can see, it was my monthly budget. The paycheck that I got for the 30th, I just combined those two to make it last all month. And then that is a different income source that I get pretty monthly. It varies. Okay, so as you can see, these are my bills for the whole entire month. Oh, let me zoom you guys in a little bit. Here we go. These are my bills for the month of May. I had cell phone for $30, Amazon Prime for $15, Gold's Gym $7, my appointments, the first one back, since we didn't have any appointments in April, was $80, and then $110. My loan payment was $113, Gold's Gym again. And Gold's Gym, you can see they ended up not charging for the month of May, and I think that's because for our area they were closed due to COVID this whole entire month. So thankfully they didn't charge. And then I had another appointment, Spotify, the Send card, another appointment, Gold's Gym, which didn't charge, and then my checking account cushion, which I set $275 aside for that. So this was my budgeted total, and this was the actual total. And then we'll go down to my cash envelopes. So I actually, for my cash envelopes, I made some changes and kind of broke categories apart more and like redefined what they are. I took the idea from Plan, Heal, and Be Merry. She wrote out every single category that she had for her budget, and then like kind of classified what expenses would go into those categories. I don't have that notebook in front of me, but I will show it to you guys in my next video. So that helped me kind of narrow down my categories more and decide what exactly I wanted to be spending on. So groceries, for the month, I decided to do $250, eat out $150, gas $60, and these ones are kind of self-explanatory. Entertainment $40, household, that's anything for the house, so paper towels, toilet paper, cleaning products, anything I decide to buy for the house, so bed sheets, appliances, anything like that. Personal care is like the toiletries, personal hygiene, beauty category kind of rolled into one, so like shampoo, conditioner, hair products, all of that. Clothing, self-explanatory. Pet, miscellaneous, that's just anything unexpected that pops up. So if you'll know from the past, my miscellaneous category I've been like way overspending on, and that's because I didn't have definitive categories for what I was buying. If it didn't fit into the other categories that I had, I was like, oh, it's miscellaneous, and I would spend way too much out of that. So having the miscellaneous category just be for unexpected expenses, that is something that the budget mom does, that I am trying to do as well. And I think that'll really help me kind of get my spending in check. Blow money is basically money that I can blow on whatever I want. So anything that I want to buy that is within that range, I can spend it on. So it's just basically my free spending money. And I don't have to feel guilty for spending that amount. As long as it's within that amount, I can use it to buy whatever I want. Okay, so let's go up here to car insurance. So if you'll see right here, these are my sinking funds. I had car insurance, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and my dad's birthday. So Father's Day and my dad's birthday are both in June, and I wanted to save up for those. I ended up not saving it on this check. For Mother's Day, I budgeted $100. I only spent $25. For Mother's Day, I just got my mom a card and a bottle of wine that she really wanted. So that's what that was. Car insurance, $200. I pay that every 6 months, and it's due in June. So that was me trying to finish getting that amount for June. But as you'll see here, it actually came out, like they sent me the statement in May. I have to pay it by June, but I already paid it for this month, so it all ended up coming out in May. Then the leftover money I wanted to put towards my loan and pay the Amazon card, which you can see I did. I refunded the Amazon card, since that is about, I was off on my April budget by about 180. I believe it was 185, and that was because I had spent it on the card. So I just kind of paid that off this month, and then I paid the Ascend loan off. And then the rest I wanted to put towards my emergency fund, but I only ended up putting $50 in my emergency fund. This I had left over according to the numbers here. So something interesting that I found out about this, I have been watching the Budget Mom and how she does her closing out budget. I originally thought that these numbers right here would be the numbers that she spent on these categories, but that's not the case. What she does is she takes the actual amount that she spent out of the envelopes and puts that here, and then when she totals these categories, that's later on in the Where Did My Money Go worksheet. So these are just for the envelopes, because she sets this money into the envelopes as a budget. So it's in the envelope, and then at the end of the month, whatever's left in the envelope, she figures out how much she actually spent out of that envelope, and that can be like the money she takes out for her challenges or whatever. It just helps her figure out how much money is actually left in that envelope at the end of the month. So in this case, there was no money left in any of these envelopes at the end of the month. And that's how she does that, which it was very confusing for me to understand at first, because logically I wanted these to be the totals of these categories, but that throws off all of your numbers. Sorry, let me zoom you guys out. That throws off all of your numbers up here if you just do it from your categories, instead of doing it based on how much money was left in the envelope. So I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it based on how I understand it. It's still a new concept for me, but I went with it for closing out my main budget. Moving into the second paycheck. So this is how much, oh, you guys cannot see this. Sorry about that. Zoom this in. Okay, so right here, this is how much I budgeted for my paycheck on the 15th. And this is how much I actually got paid. I got paid $1,187.80. So as you can see, I didn't put any money in my bills or my envelopes, because I took that all of those were funded from the previous paycheck. So this is when I decided that I just wanted to use this paycheck for building up some sinking funds and paying off debt. So what I did was I started some new sinking funds. I started a medical, dental, vision funds, and those are for meeting my copays when I go to the doctor. That way I have money set aside that I know I can cover my bill, and then whatever the insurance will cover above that. I've been reading about that, and I thought that was a good idea to kind of start those. Pet emergency fund. So I do have my pet envelope that I use to buy Pharaoh his food and litter and all of that, but I thought it would be a good idea to have an emergency fund for him too, in case he needs to go to the vet. So I started one of those. And then, as I said a few minutes ago, my dad's birthday and Father's Day are both in June, so I set aside some money to budget for those. I decided to revamp my cushion because it was running a little low at this time, because I was going through it. And then I also decided to pay a good majority of the money towards my Ascend card, because I want to get rid of that as soon as possible. So as you can see, the budgeting totals matched what my income totals were, and so it was a zero-based budget. Okay, these are my trackers, and I did something different again on these trackers than I normally do. So that's kind of a trend for May. I'm still trying to figure out my budget and how I like to do things. For May, I tested out the whole monthly budget, and I decided that's not for me. I'm going to go back to paycheck budgeting. I tend to stay more on track of my finances if I budget every paycheck. And then I also decided to try this, how the budget mom does her cash tracking. So she doesn't keep up with the totals, and that is something that was very difficult for me to do. But I actually kind of liked it, surprisingly. I have always liked knowing the balance over here, but she keeps track of her balance on her envelopes in the actual envelopes themselves. So she never keeps a running tally of the total. She just tracks her expenses. And then I also did what she does by saying which envelope the money came out of and where it went to. So this came out of my entertainment envelope, and it went towards my May 2020 savings category, and it was $20. So that's how she does that, and I liked that. So I took that, and normally I would just write the expenses and then total it over here, but it's good to see where the money come from and where to end up going. So then at the end of the month, what you do is you just categorize your money based on what these colors are highlighted for. So as you can see on this cash envelope tracker, purple is a main color, meaning we ate out a lot, and green is a main color, meaning I put a lot of money towards saving. This is the checking one, and I actually ended up doing 2 pages on my checking, because this is when I tried to do the whole entire month. So I just kept it on the sheets, and it was very difficult. So what I am thinking of doing for June is I've been watching other budgeters, and the Budget Queen is one that I have been watching, and I like how she breaks her categories down by week. Now, I don't get paid weekly, so that I only get paid twice a month. I get paid the 15th and the 30th, and or the last day of the month if it's the 31st or anything like that. So what I was thinking of doing is still doing it weekly, just so I can keep up with the categories easier, and it makes my numbers easier at the end of the month. So what I tried to do on here, go back and add all of these categories up. So I did paycheck 1. I tried added them all up for the 30th through the 14th, added them all up for the 15th through the 28th. If I do that bi-weekly, then it's easier to get these totals, and I don't have to spend forever trying to hunt for them and get them to work like that. So that's my plan in regards to that. And then basically with the checking trackers, as you can see, I had $77.78 left over at the end of the month. So today is actually the 30th when I am filming this, but I got paid yesterday. And how I do my tracker is I do it from my first paycheck to the day before the next paycheck of the month. So April 30th was the last day of April. That's when I got paid. I use that as my starting date for my month. And my ending date for my month is the day before the last paycheck in May. So the 28th in this case, because I got paid on the 29th. So as of the 28th, I had $77.78 left in my checking account to start next month. So this right here is the credit card tracker for the whole month of May. As you can see, I did spend on the Amazon card. Majority of the spending was eating out. But then I also, since we've been quarantined at home, I have had some time to set some new goals. Those goals is cleaning and organizing the house. And so I bought some stuff to help me with that. That's what this red stuff is down here. And that's household stuff. And so that I bought off Amazon. And then as you can see right here, blow money. I spent $51 TBM, the budget mom. So she just came out with her Live Rich planner, and the pre-order launched on Memorial Day. So on Memorial Day, I ordered this planner, and I'm so excited for it. I cannot wait for it to come. She doesn't send them out until June 15th, and I can't wait to get it. It's basically a life planner. So it kind of goes a little bit over finances, not as in-depth as the Budget by Paycheck workbook. It allows you to do meal planning, cleaning planning, like you make a cleaning schedule and all of that. Track your workouts, track your weekly schedule and all of that. Please go check it out if you're interested. It was $44 with tax, which brought it to $51.99. And free shipping. So I was very excited about that, and I cannot wait to get it. And when I do get it, I'll probably post some planning videos because I really am excited about it. Now we are going to get into the spending totals. So as you can see, I was playing around with my worksheet. I'm going to have to edit it to add in a total column because I did not do that on this one. So for food, from the 30th to the 14th, I spent a total of $449.62. From the 15th to the 28th, oh, you guys are not able to see this. Hold on. I do apologize for that. Here we go. I spent $370.27. So the total I spent for the month of May on food was $819.89. And then I further break it down by what type of food it was. Was it groceries or eating out? So on groceries, I spent $421.90. On eating out, I spent $397.99. For gas, I only spent $50, and that is because we are still working from home. So I only have to go into the office once a week to just kind of get things done, and that's why I don't spend as much on gas. Household, I spent a total of $117.06. And that's because I've been trying to get stuff like cleaning stuff and then like nicer things around the house, just here and there. Nothing in personal care, nothing in clothing. My next category I spent on was Pharaoh pet, and I spent $71.48. So I bought him his food. We've been trying out the Rachel Ray food for him. He likes it, but we're still trying to find something for him that is going to be really healthy and good. He has a problem with scratching a lot and like licking himself bald. So we want to get something that doesn't make his skin itch. We're still looking into that. So that's where that is, because we're testing that. And then I also bought, he has He's very spoiled. He has a fancy water bowl that filters the water, so I had to buy more carbon filter replacements for that. Miscellaneous, $36.91. I don't actually know what I said. It looks like it was at Walmart is where I spent on the miscellaneous, and I think that that was in regards to cleaning and then like baking and stuff like that. So yeah, I just kind of got lumped into there because it was an unexpected expense when I swung by there, and I took it from that envelope. That's another goal that I want to try to do, is I want to start baking and learning how to cook more since we're at home. As you can see, I spent $139.18 on that. That was a combination of things, so like cleaning, the Budget Moms workbook, stuff like that. Bills total was $1,139.10. So for bills, that includes all of my appointments that were on my calendar. That includes like the cell phone bills, all of that, and then it also includes the minimum payments on my debts. I count those as bills because I have to pay the minimum payment every single month. And then savings, that's how much I saved out of all of my challenges. And then debt, that is anything above and beyond the minimum payments. So I paid $1,956 extra towards my debt. Holiday, that's for Mother's Day. So any holiday, in this case it was Mother's Day, I spent about $20. Car, this was for car, like anything car related. So this $465 right here, that's my car insurance that I have to pay every 6 months. That came out $74. That was for an oil change. So the total was $539 and 77 cents. Okay, and then my total income for this month is $5,353.92. So this total income includes the monthly buffer that I used, the paychecks that I got, any extra money that came in my way from my sinking funds as well, because I had a sinking fund for the Live Rich planner and I used that to buy the planner. So then I had to count that as income because I had already counted it out in a previous month for my sinking fund. Okay, so totals for all of these categories, not including the income, was $5,521.83. So I went over by $167.91. This right here breaks down my savings totals. So these were the categories that I decided to save in my sinking funds, my emergency fund, Save-Opoly, that's that savings game that I do every Monday. I was really bad about sticking with that this month. That's why there's not really a lot of savings in there. The 2020 challenge, that's the Budget Moms challenge. For May, it was to take $20 out of your cash envelopes every Monday. And I did that. I missed one Monday, so that's why it's not the $100 that it should be. And then the $5 challenge, any 5 that I get goes in a jar, which I restarted that because I had previously used my $5 challenge money to pay off debt, but I decided to restart it and try and see how many 5s I can get by the end of the year. So the total amount saved for my first paycheck was $377. For my second paycheck, $255, for a total of $632 that saved this month. As you can tell, I put the most money into my sinking fund. This right here is my debt payment plan for the month of May. In the April one, I had not done my calculations. So I had $9,903 left at the end of April. That was like the balance that I started with in April, and I paid it down to this, $8,191.06. So starting in May, this was the amount of debt that I had left to pay off. I owed $7,934.60 on the Ascend card, $256.46 on the Ascend loan. These right here are the minimum payments. and how much my debt snowballed, I was putting towards it for a total of $278 as like my bill. Anything above and beyond that goes down here into the extra debt payments. So as you can see, I made some extra debt payments. So my first extra debt payment was $1,089.84. I paid that on the 11th towards the Ascend card. Then I paid $143.46 on the Ascend loan, which paid that off because I didn't have a lot left on there. Because this that snowballed the 25 and the 143 paid off the Ascend loan. And then I also paid an extra $722.80 on the 15th towards my Ascend card. So over here, this is the total that I paid towards my debt. From my minimum payments and the extra payments, the total was $2,234.10 towards debt, which is a lot of money. So I'm very excited about that. And I actually filled in the numbers this time so you guys can figure out with me how much I actually, have paid down. So last starting balance for this month, $8,191. And then this is what I have left. $6,169.54. That is how much is left on my Ascend card. That's all I have left to pay off. So the total monthly progress from this number to this number was $2,021.52, which is a total of 24% progress made. And my overall debt, so when I started in was it November, December? I think it was December. This was how much debt I had. And obviously I went backwards. I had gained more debt, but because it says what you started with, this number is a lot lower. So it doesn't seem like I made as much progress, but I am happy because it's not a negative number. The other ones were like negative debt progress because the balances were higher than this original start number. So from $8,426.26 down to $6,169.54, paid off a total of $2,256.72 for a total of 26.8% debt progress, which is good. I am going to, I think, at some point calculate what my highest debt was and see how much I actually have paid off, including that. But from starting in December till now, that's all right. I went backwards, so I'm not upset that that's not as high of a percent. It's progress. This one right here, zoom you guys out a little bit, is the Where Did My Money Go worksheet, and it breaks it down to the monthly budget. So these numbers I got from that previous sheet where I totaled up both paychecks. And they're just rounded off for convenience. So my food total, I spent $820 total, broken down $422 and $398. So I spent a total of 15% of my income, this $5,435, on food. Gas, I spent $51, total of 1%. Entertainment, I didn't spend any. So the ones that are showed that I don't spend any, the money from those envelopes went towards savings. If you remember on the first paycheck right here, it shows that there was $40 spent out of my entertainment envelope, but that's because there was no money left in my entertainment envelope at the end of the month. But that money wasn't spent on entertainment. It was thrown towards my savings goal. I took it out of that entertainment envelope and put it into a savings envelope. So that's why there was no money in there and it was spent. That's a hard concept that I was trying to understand from the budget mom. So that's why it says no money spent over here. Household, I spent $117, which is 2%. Personal care, nothing. Clothing, nothing, because the same thing happened. I took those out for savings. Pet, $71. And then miscellaneous, $37. Blow money, $139. Bills, were 21% of my income. Savings was 12% of my income. And then debt, I paid 36% of my income towards debt. So as you can see, I did go over. My total monthly spent was $5,600, and I only made $435. So it's a $165 difference because I've been using the credit cards, and I really need to stop using the credit cards. Although I do think I'm getting better with them and that I pay them back as soon as I spend on it. I just need to not do it because it throws off my numbers, and I'm better with cash. Okay, monthly debt and savings breakdown. So for debt, this is how much I paid off, and it was 41%. So this number right here is obviously higher than this right here, and that's because this number includes the minimum payments. So the minimum payments, as far as this sheet goes, those have been included in with my bills because I treat them like bills, but it goes towards my debt. So when it comes to calculating the debt payoff, I include them in the debt payoff. I hope that makes sense. So in all actuality, it was 41% of my income that went towards debt. So for that, I paid $257 for the Ascend loan, 12%, completely paid that off. And then $1977, which was 88% towards the 88% of this number towards the Ascend card. And then savings, I saved $632, which was 12% of my income. And then right down here, it breaks it down by category. So $50 was for my emergency fund, $375 for sinking fund, $37 was Saveopoly, $80 was the 2020 challenge, and $90 was the $5 challenge. So as you can see, I spent the most, or I saved the most from my sinking funds category, 59%, which is very good. I'm excited about these numbers. It compares what I spent in April to what I spent in May. And so for April, these are my spending totals. And if you remember from the last video, some of these categories weren't there. Like I had toiletries / household. And so what I did was I had to break it out into what I actually spent for toiletries versus what I actually spent for household, because I updated these budget categories in May and I wanted them to be consistent across the board. So for April, I spent $825 on food. In May, I spent $820. So I spent $5 less on food. And then groceries was $73 less. Eating out, I spent $68 more than I did in April. So we ate out more in May than we did in April. Gas, I spent $10 less. Entertainment, I didn't spend any. On household, I spent $117 more this month than I did last month. And that's because I was buying stuff for the house for working on cleaning. Personal care, I spent $23 less. So I spent on toiletries last month. I didn't spend anything on this month. Clothing, didn't spend anything. On pet, I spent $48 more this month. Miscellaneous, I spent $22 less, so that is good. I think that's because I recategorized my categories, and I think it's helping me not spend as much in my miscellaneous category. Blow money, I spent $87 more than I did last month, and that's okay. So on my bills, I spent $751 more. That's because a lot of my appointments were canceled in April, and so that's where that comes from. Savings, I saved $1,329 more than I did, or I saved $1,329 less than I did last month, and that's fine because my goal is to get this debt gone. So if you can see, like, these are about equal, and that's because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Did I want to pay debt off more? Did I want to save more? But for this month, I decided I want this debt gone. And so that's why this is a lot higher number than my savings. And then car maintenance, I spent $461 more this month than last month, and this should actually just say car, not car maintenance. This car category includes insurance and all of that, and like anything car related. So let's wipe that out. There we go. Car, so $79. I think that was for like an oil change or something like that. And then the $540 was for the car insurance and oil change. I think, did I get 2 oil changes? I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. Holiday, so there were no holidays in April, so obviously didn't spend anything. And then for May, it was Mother's Day, and I only spent $20. All right, guys, that concludes this May 2020 budget overview / recap. Thank you guys for watching. I know this has been a long video. I was trying to be more in depth because I didn't post anything this whole month. And yeah, so I really appreciate you guys sticking with me through this, and I'm going to try and post more. If you have any comments, just leave them in the box below. Any questions, suggestions, anything like that, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, let me know how you guys are doing with this whole COVID thing. It has thrown off my budget considerably and thrown like everything like off. Working from home has been different, and I'm grateful to still have a job. And I'm grateful to be able to work from home. It has just definitely been a change of pace. So let me know how COVID's affecting y'all. If you guys are in good health and standing, wish you and your families all the best. And thanks again for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.